Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Mavens, home of the spicy double feature. I'm Carson Green.
And I'm Annie Janes. This week's spicy dub is The Substance and Now and Then.
I do want to point out and mention before we get into this, so we decided to do The Substance, and then Annie recommended a great double feature, and I will say I do recommend this double feature if you've already seen this movie or just going in to The Substance with this movie in mind. Requiem for a Dream. It's they're pretty similar, I'm gonna say. However, Requiem for a Dream, a little unlike The Substance, is absolutely horrifying. It is like it is extremely upsetting. It's viscerally, emotionally exhausting. I will say the Substance wasn't as extreme, but a good double feature would be Requiem for a Dream. We chose to go with Now and Then, kind of playing on a timeline thing here. Now and then, and then, I would say.
Now and then again. Both times Demi Moore, because in Now and Then, Demi Moore plays the adult version of, and there's a younger actor playing a younger version of her, and the same thing happens in The Substance, baby.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, pretty good. I think it's a pretty good dub. Yeah. If you're looking to be horrified, go with Requiem for a Dream.
Because I haven't seen it, I still want to. And I am surprised after having seen The Substance. I was thinking the opposite. I was like, I wonder where Requiem for a Dream is in there. But I guess it's there.
It is there. I would say, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's talk about The Substance.
Okay. Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect. One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself. This is The Substance.
Annie, would you please hit me with some facts?
Okay, so The Substance came out September 18th, 2024. It was written and directed by, I heard her name spoken earlier, and I'm going to butcher it now, but Coralie Fargo?
That sounds right.
Yeah, something like that. It won Best Screenplay at Cannes.
It had the longest standing ovation.
Oh, wow. And it
11 minutes.
Yikes. That's cringe, honestly. It is starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley. She said her name in front of the movie. So it is Qualley. And Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
It has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's the description from IMDb. A fading celebrity decides to use a black market drug, a cell-replicating substance that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself. Okay, Carson and I are going to do initial impressions, and then we're going to walk through the movie, because this movie is wild, and it needs to be talked about, and I have a feeling that a lot of you want to know about it. So let's get into it, but no spoilers at first. Carson, what'd you think? Would you recommend it?
This, for me, it was a swing and it was a miss.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it was a miss. I will say I did really like Demi Moore's performance. I love that she agreed to do this movie. Like, okay, Demi. I really appreciated a lot of the homages paid, like almost direct one-to-one scene for Blue Velvet. We got a Shining reference in there.
Vertigo?
The score, Yep,
with the
Vertigo.
earrings and the music.
Yep. This score was kind of giving 2001 Space
Oh,
Odyssey.
yeah.
Like, there was a lot of elements there at play. And then, of course, great performances. Even Dennis Quaid, I was like, wow, you are an asshole.
Yeah.
However, it just, it kind of, I think it failed to make its point. I'll just say that.
Oh, interesting. I feel like it was making its point like loudly and over and over again.
You would think that.
But let's walk through it because I haven't really done that yet. Saw this movie alone. So did Carson.
No, I convinced my BF to go with me.
Lucky.
He had a nightmare.
Oh,
I know.
Oops. Well, anyway, I was really trepidatious to see this because I wasn't ready for another body horror. That was really keeping me away. But honestly, the movie's a lot more than just the body horror. That just plays a small part in a really interesting story. Which, you know what? I got to go all the way to the L word. I loved it.
Holy shit.
I love the silly tone. I love this like weird hyper-realistic world. The substance itself and the rules that then create a fun plot that unfolds. Love all that. I don't think this movie is perfect though. When I talk through what happens, that's when I'm like, this is the cool. I love all this. Looking back on it, the execution pretty slow.
Pretty slow. Yeah. We should mention this is a 2 hour and 20-minute runtime.
Mm-hmm. And looking back, it's like, we spent a lot of time with Margaret Qualley looking at her body. Like a lot of time. You know what I mean? Like things like that. So not even trying to say anything there. Like genuinely, that's just a scene that went on for a long time. So I do recommend this movie if you can stomach body horror. One, that is a requirement because it's in there. It's just not a huge part of it. And two, if you're ready for a wacky, crazy time, I would not recommend this to the normies nor my parents. Okay? Yeah. I would recommend this to film people or friends that can hang, because my audience was packed, and it was packed. It was packed with a lot of normies and a lot of old people, which I thought was wild and crazy.
Probably because of Demi Moore.
And it is funny though. Like it does have that going for it. Thank
it is
God.
Funny.
It's not just gross and it's not just weird and sad. So let's walk through it, and I want to hear your reasonings why. From here on out, we're gonna spoil the substance, and we're gonna walk through what happens and explain it as if you hadn't seen it. So if you want to know what happens, stay, and if you don't, go. Okay. We open on the Hollywood star. Demi Moore's playing a woman named Elizabeth Sparkle, and she's getting her Hollywood star. You were really excited about the LA of it all.
Yeah. I love an LA movie. Yeah. I like industry movies for sure. I will say, the opening scene went on for so long.
Yeah, it did. Then we get introduced to Elizabeth Sparkle, Demi Moore. She's the host of an aerobics TV show. This movie takes place like outside of reality / maybe the 80s. I don't know. And she is like a former movie star, Academy Award winner. But now she does like Richard Simmons. Is that his name? She does aerobics workout shows. It's her 50th birthday. She gets fired by Dennis Quaid and she gets in a car accident. Okay. At the hospital, she's fine. But one of the nurses is like, you would make a good candidate. I mean, you're a great patient. Cough, cough. And he looks really weird. She finds a flash drive in her pocket after leaving the hospital labeled The Substance. She plugs it in And we, the audience, get to watch the video that plays. And it explains that there's this thing called the substance that you can do, and it will make a new, better version of yourself. But you will have to swap every 7 days to create this, to maintain the perfect balance. It's an opportunity. And like any movie, she like thinks yes or no, and then she decides to do it.
Why? Why do you think she decided to do it?
Is this the part where she like is going back and forth and like looks at herself in the doorknob, or is that before the date?
That's before the date.
She sees the billboard outside, and she's like, "No, wait, no, the billboard's not there yet." I can't remember. It's because she hates herself.
It's an insecurity. But like
what
so
was
many
the
things
moment is what you're asking.
Right. There's so many things expressly laid out, like spelled out in big capital letters to us over and over again. This is not one of them. This feels like a pivotal plot point.
Yes. And like when you say what I just explained, car accident, fired, 50th birthday, blah, blah, blah. Horrible conversation with Dennis Quaid. That's why she does it. But why does she go back and forth and then decide? Like, we don't see the thing that like changes her mind. And maybe we did, but it wasn't good enough. I remember thinking this during the movie, Carson.
Mm-hmm. But also, why does she decide? Like, why does she decide to do it initially, and then why does she continue to decide to become?
This I have an answer for.
Okay.
But I'll explain a little more in the movie.
Okay.
Don't forget to remind me if you can. All right. So she gets a substance, and in order to get it, she had to go into this like dilapidated building. There was a room with a bunch of lock boxes. Hers was inside. She returns to this place every now and then for the plot. Inside this box is 4 things. The first thing is an activator, some green liquid that says single use only, discard after use.
Oh, right. And that's a nod to that movie that I watched earlier this year, Reanimator from the 80s, that had a bright green liquid.
Absolutely.
That reanimated dead people. So interesting. That's another nod. There was a lot of inspiration you could see drawn here.
Totally. And it's an injector and some green liquid. Okay, next thing, food. There are 2 like packets, sci-fi packets of foods split into 7 compartments. One of these bags says food for you, and the other says for your other self. Something along those lines. Okay, food. The third thing is a stabilizer that you, as your new self, need to use once a day in order to exist. And you basically take some liquid out of the original person, Demi Moore, and inject it into yourself, the new person, Margaret Qualley. And then there's the fourth thing is called the switch, and it's like 2 tubes that connect these 2 bodies so that they can switch. So Demi Moore does the activator in her bathroom, falls on the ground, a lot of lights, too many lights. This is what I mean by it goes on too long. And then her back splits open in half and out births Margaret Qualley. I thought this was way cooler, much better use case, a million times better than Men.
Yeah. No, it was sick.
The effects were great and I didn't think it was too disgusting personally. Then Margaret Qualley has to sew the back shut, which came in the pack. I thought that was neat. Again, went on quite long. And Margaret Qualley coming to and just like becoming a person went on forever.
I will say, too, I do want to mention that both of these women are fully nude on screen for 20 minutes at least, and we're getting very, very close. I literally we saw Margaret Qualley's vagina, like, from the back.
We saw, yes.
We were pretty close on these women here. Again, this is kind of going back to my point that I feel like the movie fails to make its point. It's it is exploitative. We are exploiting these women's bodies. We're doing long pans up their bodies. We're zeroing in on their ass cheeks. We're like their bodies are oiled.
It is a part of the theme, though. It is literally the whole premise of Demi Moore's problem with herself. It's the whole reason she's doing this. So, like, to me, the camera is looking at Margaret Qualley the way that Margaret Qualley is looking at herself. Like, she's like, my fucking ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's...
No, I understand it as a plot device. I understand it as moving the story forward. However, in the year of our Lord 2024, like, we're still doing this for a long time. Like, there's not a better way to do this.
Weirdly, for me, this bathroom thing wasn't quite an issue. It was more so pump it up. Although that was also part of the point. To me, the movie is like, it's all a part of its intention. And I was like unsure. I was on the fence for a while. This scene that we're talking about, seeing it on Pump It Up. But then this other scene happened later that I was like, okay, it's starting to click for me what this movie is really doing. And it's starting to, in my opinion, it's all a part of the art of this movie. But for a long time, I was feeling this way that you're describing. And it's like, if someone misses something in this movie, or like it still is doing the thing that it's like that you're talking about, it's still it is the male gaze, despite it being a woman director. That's just like that's just the best way to describe it.
It is. You know what it kind of reminded me of is, remember Gina Davis' character in Blink Twice?
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, boys will be boys, just let them do it. That's and look, I don't want to pass judgment on the director here, but she is an older woman. I believe she's in her 50s. And she's French. Not that, that's fine. You can be French. But I think though that like there was a disconnect between like what, like how this story can be told, and then versus how the story was told. Like, it didn't feel like, it just didn't land with me as, I don't know, a modern feminist, I guess.
I've heard conjecture that this movie overall is more enjoyed by men than by women.
I wonder. Interesting. Wow.
When we get to certain points, I'll point out what for some reason clicked for me. Like, there was just like a few things that like locked into place for me to where I'm like, I feel like I'm seeing the vision, and it's like, and she means well, or like she's meaning this. Either way, but that's later in the film. So, Margaret Qualley sews Demi Moore up. She lives 7 days. She replaces Demi Moore in the show. And the rules state that you have to switch every 7 days. So then Demi Moore gets to live for 7 days. And then they switch again. And they keep feeding each other. And Margaret Qualley keeps having to stabilize herself. But eventually she starts getting really successful. And not even successful. She just is a hottie and she wants to have sex, basically.
Okay, so let's not jump over this. Whenever we switch back to Demi Moore that first time, this is another key plot point here. Insofar as these women they're not inside each other's minds. So Demi Moore doesn't know what's going on with Sue. She doesn't know. But she wakes up in 7 days, and she, for what reason, is incredibly miserable. We don't really know. For what reason she wants Sue to live this life, we don't really know. We're not really told what her motivations are at all, other than she wants to be hot, she wants to be young. Okay, we're getting that over and over and over and over and over again. But other than that, what are her motivations?
I think that they are the same consciousness. Because a few things, like I think the way that it works is like in the morning or like during the day, healthy Annie is like, I am not like no more dessert, for example. We're not deserting today, girlfriend. And then evening rolls around and I'm like, of course, dessert. And the cycle continues. And this is like what the two of them are to me. And the reason I think that they're the same consciousness, aside from that too, is like, that's how I think it works. But the old man that we see in the diner, that was the young nurse guy, like, why would he know who Demi Moore is if not for the younger version?
Yeah, but wouldn't we see that in Demi Moore? Like, wouldn't we see that in our main character?
See what?
Them being the same.
To me, they were the same.
I didn't get that. I really didn't get that. Because, I mean, okay, if they were the same, I feel like Sue would have some empathy towards Demi Moore and not, like, make her a monster.
I think Sue, like, again, it's not Sue hating Elizabeth, it's Sue hating herself. That's how I interpreted it.
I see.
And I was thinking I was like, is this the same person or not? And the thing that makes it feel like they're not is because they're like leaving each other shittier situations to like wake up to and deal with. But that is like Squidward saying, why do today what you can do tomorrow? Like, and Demi Moore eating, like binge eating or whatever, trying to like fuck with Margaret Qualley, and it does.
See, but like that is like, we're not doing that anymore. Like Barbie told us, we're not doing that anymore. We're loving ourselves. We're loving women around us. We're not
doing what anymore?
We're not being
to each other,
being a dickhead to yourself.
But it's to yourself. I don't know. I'm a fellow self-loather. To me, I'm like understood. Yeah.
See, but like, is that what I want to see represented on screen? No.
It works for me as a fellow self-loather. I don't know. I'm trying to remember where we were. Oh, okay. So then Margaret Qualley eventually is just going to take one more extra day of stabilization. You're only supposed to take 7. There's like 7 little compartments, but she decides to take an 8. And as a result, when Demi Moore wakes up, it's her turn to be living. She has like a dead finger. She's like a Dumbledore in the 6th Harry Potter, dead ass finger, old crone style.
Necrosis.
And she calls the substance people and is like, what the hell? What do I do? And they're like, nothing. You can't do anything. She's like, okay, great. And the cycle continues, except now Margaret Qualley steals several extra days. And then when Demi Moore wakes up, it's half her body. Somewhere in here, Margaret Qualley is doing her aerobic show, which is like really over sexualized, and a chicken leg like shoots out of her butt.
Oh my god. And then she peels it out of her belly button.
She pulls it out of her belly button.
But like,
this is the scene that really got me. One of the scenes that really clicked for me is like when they're like, wait, we gotta get it on replay. They watch playback because the camera picked something up when this chicken leg like popped out. She's like, is it just in my head or not? But the camera might have picked something up, so they're like gonna watch it on instant replay. And when they show the camera, we see that the show is just what we're seeing. And I'm like, oh my god, that's why it works for me, is like, oh, the show is just shooting this. This is all just the fucking weird show. And when it shows the cameramen, like the way they're just staring into the camera as they shoot her, and the cameras are all at dick level also, apparently. And that, and then them rewinding it, like going into slow-mo, that is what, for some reason, made all of that click for me. Like, I saw the humor in it. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
being funny.
No,
It
I
knows
can
what it's up
appreciate.
to.
Yeah, there was. I would say, yeah, that was definitely a funny moment. It was also like a good body horror moment. But again, like we're getting extreme close-ups of Margaret Qualley's ass while she's twerking in slow-mo. I
Pubic
will say,
mound.
pubic mound. We're looking. We're like
We're
zooming
in
in.
it.
I just and look, okay, I understand. Like I get it. I'm not ignorant to what is going on here, but I just
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's the most I've seen on a movie just be like in your face about it.
yeah, like I'm just thinking back to how progressive it felt for Maxine to open her top in that audition whenever
Mhm.
they asked to see her tits and then we the audience don't see her tits. Like that felt really good to me. That felt really empowering. That felt like okay, we're going somewhere. We're moving forward. We're not exploiting women's bodies. And then watching The Substance, it's like, okay, we're like she's got body oil on. We're inside of her butt. Like
Yeah.
we're
But that also was the only reason any of that was happening.
what do you mean?
Demi Moore even taking the substance in the first place, and Margaret Qualley, like her whole existence was just like, I hope my body
Yeah,
is
right.
this.
But then it reduces Demi Moore to just her body.
Yes, and that's why she does the substance.
Right, but we're watching it on screen. What I'm saying is I wish it wasn't depicted in that way. I
Yeah.
wish that it wasn't so simplified that Demi Moore's character had any nuance whatsoever, that this movie had any nuance. It was just like beating a dead horse over and over. Aging bad, being young and hot, good. Aging bad,
Yes.
being young and hot, good. It's
Yes.
like over and over and over. And
Yeah.
it is very reductive.
To me, it's not reductive, I guess. Like the tone, like the outside the window, the billboard says new show. Like it did, like everything in this world is like
Uh-huh.
a weird like representation of real life, and it's like pump it
Yeah.
up. Like what is that? New Year's, it's the New Year's thing. Like, and the
Yeah.
toothpaste ad was like, it's toothpaste. Like there's no brands, it's all really generic. And so you're like old bad. Like when Dennis Quaid, even his monologue where he's like, at 50 it stops, and she's like, what stops? And he's like, it, like even that is
Yeah.
simplified.
Yeah.
And like, and then when they play the flashback of Dennis Quaid like on the present, and he's saying that again, I'm like, oh, okay, like it's all like this tone is on purpose. But I see why, like I see it's like it's still in your face and it still doesn't feel good. So I see why you feel the way you do. It's like totally valid.
But let me say, though, I will say, I don't know that I would feel this way if the movie had a 90-minute runtime.
You wouldn't be in it too long. In and out.
Like, the camera is there. We are on titties for a long time. We are on ass for a long time. We are doing pants for a long time. Anyway, now I'm beating a dead horse.
So then, after half of Demi Moore's body is like old and dead, she calls the substance back, and they're like, you can stop. And she chooses not to. And this is again why I think same consciousness.
Why? Why
Because
did she choose
she
not
wants
to?
that. She wants the 7 days of Margaret Qualley.
Okay.
Is how I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Title card 3 months later. Margaret Qualley.
Yeah.
Margaret Qualley gets like all the glasses from the kitchen she can carry and brings them into this like secret closet I didn't even explain. And she starts just like taking out all the liquid from Demi Moore's old half-grown body so that she can be herself more than 7 days. Like she's not going to switch.
Okay, so here is a direct rip from Requiem for a Dream.
Oh.
In the movie, Jared Leto is a junkie. He shoots heroin, and he gets an infection in his arm, in the vein in his arm. and we get extreme close-ups of him still shooting that infected arm. And that's it's really gross in that way, but that's a direct like reference to Requiem for a Dream of Margaret Qualley sticking the needle in this like big pus ball in Demi Moore's spine. Oh, so icky. Dude, all of the sounds too.
There was like the shrimp sounds. Every sound had a squelch. When Margaret Qualley jammed that knife or that syringe, like the fast time. Oh god, it's disgusting. All the effects were really well done though.
Yeah.
And the ones that really mattered are coming up. 3 months go by. Ooh, and she really has to switch because her New Year's shows is like that night or something. She has to switch because there's no more juice. There's no more fucking stabilizer juice. She has to switch, and she does. And Demi Moore is a fucking skeletal crone. Her back is like hunched over. It's like visual effects, prosthetics. She's got 3 hairs on top of her head. But it's still Demi Moore. You look at her face and it's still Demi Moore. And yeah, she and Margaret, well, that doesn't happen until later. She's disgusting. And she is like, I'm putting an end to this. I'm stopping it. I'm going to be this old crone. I don't care. Like, I need to live. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So she calls the place and they're like, no problem. Get this package. She gets a package, black termination liquid. She starts shooting it into Margaret Qualley's like passed out body and then stops and regrets it. And Margaret Qualley wakes up because it wasn't all the way plunged in there. And now they're both awake for the first time and they fight. And Margaret Qualley kicks this old crone Demi Moore across the apartment twice, and I cracked up both times. By this point, I was like, let's fucking go. This is wild.
Yeah. So the mechanics of it all.
Yes.
How were they both awake?
My headcanon is that like the termination liquid, by not injecting all of it, it did not like it maybe just cut the link without like destroying the soul within, so to speak. And that's why I think they were both awake. The movie does nothing to explain this. All it does is show you the liquid's not all the way gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a great, I mean, you know, the movie does that a lot of like, let's half explain this, but still just go 100 miles an hour with it. Half explained, but let's go.
100 miles an hour sometimes. I really
Except
think
when it's looking at Margaret Qualley's ass.
I think it could just be edited down to like something really perfect. I also love that when we get introduced to Elizabeth Sparks, we see this huge title. And then when we meet Sue, we get this huge title. And then what happens is Margaret Qualley, I don't know, gets the upper hand, goes to the New Year's Eve party and starts falling apart.
She kills Elizabeth.
She kills Elizabeth.
Kicks her to death. She kicks her to death.
And goes to the New Year's Eve show and starts falling apart. Like her body parts are falling off. And she needs, because she's not having any stabilizer. So she thinks to herself, like her teeth, she's ripping her teeth out. She thinks to herself.
Which is so Black Swan. Her
I was
in the
thinking
bathroom
about Black
in the
Swan.
mirror was so Black Swan.
I was thinking about Black Swan.
There's so many like very evident influences here.
So then Margaret Qualley, who's at this point is like, I have nothing, like I can't go on. Her getting stopped, by the way too long. Like at this point, I wanted to be running, and it just like this movie does a lot of like, like it really slows things down, often with the pacing. But she thinks to herself, "Oh my god, the activation liquid! I'll just make a new me.
Yeah,
and it'll solve everything." She runs home. Takes forever. Whatever. She runs home. She does it. And what happens but a crazy Cronenberg monster is birthed. It's like a her Demi Moore combo. Like eyeballs are rolling within her head, creating duplicates. That looked so cool. And this crazy cell duplicated monster like is born, and it's like got 4 mouths on its face and like a tit coming out of its ear, and it's just disgusting and ugly and all practical, which I thought was cool. And it's just a horrifying monster. And she tries to go back to the New Year's Eve party, and she also falls apart and starts her arm falls off. They try to kill her. They like shoot her in the head. Her head explodes and it like reduplicates.
So I want to pause here.
Yes.
So the monster is born in the same bathroom that we get these extreme close-ups of Demi Moore's extremely hot body, Margaret Qualley's very hot
I
body.
wanted to say this earlier. That apparently they are wearing prosthetics, like butt and boob, so that they can have the same boob, sort of.
Oh, interesting.
And for, say, like, privacy reasons. Anyways, go on.
Interesting. Well, so then in that very same bathroom, the monster is born, and the monster looks in the mirror and is like, "Yep, I'm going out." Like, what? What? So then
it glues Demi Moore's face on it.
On its face. That's confusing. That's confusing.
Like thematically, to me, I took it as like I don't know. Well, in gluing the Demi Moore face, it's like
it just became
this is
silly.
when I was pretty. It was silly the whole time.
Yeah, but I mean, no, that really didn't make sense for me. That felt like
I think through the process of the cells duplicating, like, let me just say that I think its intelligence like took a dive. Like, I think it wasn't a fucking human. It was just a creature. And so it was like, I'm pretty, you know what I mean? Like, just this crazy creature.
Okay, but then by that logic, like, is like, if the monster is no longer Sue or Elizabeth, how much of Elizabeth was Sue?
Monstro Elisa Sue. Wait. The monster still has some of them in them, clearly, because it's like putting Demi Moore's face on it, and it's going to the New Year's Eve party. And Demi Moore is back there. Like, she's still back there. Yeah. I think it's just like, it is Demi Moore Sue and a monster. That's why it's called Monstro Elisa Sue.
But it looked in the mirror and was like, yeah, I'm okay to go out.
Right.
I'm okay to go out in public, when the whole time it was about them being
too
like
afraid
her
to
being
go
insecure
out.
About her body, her being insecure about her looks.
Yes, I see.
And then she looks in the mirror and she's like, okay, I'm ready for my debut. Let's go on stage.
For some reason, at this point, I just thought it was just like a fucking frog. Like, it was just like a monster. Like, that's where it was at for me. But I see what you're getting at for sure. The monster can't be killed. Like, it's like the cells keep replicating, so it keeps getting reformed, but it's also falling apart at the same time. It's like it's just a mess. Its arm falls off, and it's like spraying the entire crowd with blood. Again, too long, too much, overstimulating. Am I right? And then it busts out of there, out of this, wherever it is, the stage. Runs along, its leg explodes, it falls down.
Then it after it leaves the stage, though, it goes into this very long hallway that has carpet that looks like The Shining.
Absolutely.
And it's spraying blood.
Yeah.
Not unlike the blood that comes down the elevator in The Shining.
I thought the movie was going to end there.
I wish it would have.
And then it runs outside. Its leg explodes. It falls down. It just falls into a million pieces. And then Demi Moore's face, like, the cells replicate. It gets enough flesh, and it crawls. And where does it land? On her Hollywood star, where she eventually just like dissolves. And then a street cleaner or sidewalk cleaner comes and cleans it up. And that's the end. There's this game called, not Limbo, Inside. There's this game called Inside, video game. and it's awesome. And something very similar in the game happens where you make a ball monster out of like humans, and you operate that thing, and like when it falls, like pieces separate and it keeps reforming. I was really reminded of that game. Anyways, but what is it really getting at here with its theme? What is it really saying?
It's saying, okay, this is again where I'm seeing Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream, extremely upsetting movie, and its message, addiction bad. Addiction bad, don't do drugs. Addiction bad, don't do drugs. Addiction bad, don't do drugs. Over and over and over and over and over again. But it's just like genuinely upsetting to watch. And that's what this movie is doing. Aging bad. Aging bad, be hot. Aging bad, be hot. Aging bad, be hot. It's like just over and over. It's like, it felt like at a certain point, it just kind of felt like a hatchet job. Like it didn't feel like an eloquently told,
but it's
fully
not telling the
story.
audience that. It's not telling the audience that aging is bad, be hot. Because,
well, then what is it telling us?
If it was telling us aging is bad, be hot, then wouldn't Margaret Qualley's life work out perfectly? Like, and it wouldn't end in like, see what happens when you try to stop the aging process? Is like this crazy monster.
No, yeah, I guess, okay, so it's like, look at the effects of thinking aging bad, be hot, aging bad, be hot. Look at what happens to you if that's all you think on a loop. You know what it reminded me of? Dude, this is fucked up, actually. It reminded me of Kylie Jenner.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know if you know much about Kylie Jenner. Let me just very briefly touch on Kylie Jenner. She is one of the Kardashians. She's the youngest of the Kardashian. I want to say she's like 25, 26. She's very young. She started getting work done, plastic surgery done to her face when she was a teenager. And I don't mean that like, you know, go off Kylie, like do your thing, but it's just very apparent watching her age, but not really age, not allowing herself to like be a normal, natural human being. Like she's had facelifts done at the age of 25.
Oh man.
But watching her do this,
yeah,
it's like we as the audience can just very obviously see a deeply rooted insecurity being realized in real time in front of the entire world.
It's like you actually didn't hide anything. You just shined a spotlight on your insecurity by doing all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you getting that from the movie? Like, and that sucks? Or, because the movie to me is like, it's showing like, oh, we have crazy standards. Women have standards that are horrible and they make you crazy. Like,
right.
And that, I think it's just saying that. Like, I don't feel like very like fulfilled in terms of like the message being like, and we got Dennis Quaid for it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do any of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no justice.
Not only is it telling us, not only is it saying over and over and over again that there are these extreme beauty standards for women, it's also showing us what the beauty standards are in like a very explicit way.
Yeah.
And that to me, like, you know, like you're saying, it doesn't offer a solution. It doesn't offer any justice. That to me, that is where it fails to make its point.
If anything, I feel worse because I'm like, if Demi Moore feels bad about herself there, I'm going to look like shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm not Demi Moore. I don't have her resources. So so in that way, that's why it's an imperfect movie for me. But when I think about all the sci-fi mumbo jumbo that I absolutely love, and I think about you ever get body dysmorphia or self-loathing so hard that you create this monster, and like we're going to represent that in a fun way where you're going to beat the living shit out of yourself and you're going to kick your old crone across the room, and then this ugly, terrifying monster is going to birth a tit out of an ear or whatever. Like, it's so I like it's so wild and was so fun. It's like
Yeah.
nothing I've ever seen before. But I hear all your complaints, and I totally get why you feel that, because it
Yeah.
didn't nail it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't. It's also interesting you said it's like nothing I've ever seen before, when all I kept seeing was different inspirations. All I kept seeing was different influences, which I think I really appreciate that. I appreciate a filmmaker who like watches a film and is deeply inspired by that and wants to pay homage to that in their film. I think that's sick. And I really appreciated, like, I liked seeing all of that throughout this film.
Yes.
There are things there was a lot to like about this movie, but I think like ultimately big picture it did not work for me. It fell really, really flat.
Yeah. You know what I was saying earlier, but later this week about the Joker? Like, this movie is paying homages to a lot of movies, but it's its own thing. This movie is its own thing. And the Joker is paying homages to all these movies, but it cannot get away. Like, it cannot create its own identity. And this movie at least had the identity. Like, anytime it had a reference, like the Vertigo one especially, it just felt like a sprinkle. It felt like a funny nod, like a wink and a nudge. It wasn't like...
Yes.
the only reason I'm existing right now is because of that thing. It was just more so like...
Yeah.
This, but Vertigo. Isn't that silly? Yeah.
And it was like, you know, it's a pretty good looking movie. Like, it was extremely stylish.
Yeah.
It felt like every single shot was intentional. It felt like every single, just like everything was intentional. It was directed.
Another thing I just remembered that I didn't love, that I didn't even talk about, is Demi Moore just like making food. And that felt like filler. It felt like they couldn't come up with anything, something good enough for her to be doing. So they kind of were like, what if she's just like making a weird meal? Like, I didn't love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's like, what is she doing? What's going on?
Are you ready to score it?
Yes, I am ready to score. It's gonna be a 5 for me.
Wow, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. L word, love.
Okay, I think it had the same effect. It had the same effect that Fight Club had on me, where, like, I see the conversation it's trying to have. I see the point that it's trying to make, but it's not quite there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fair. Okay, let's move on and talk.
Wait, what's the movie Maven score?
Oh, I didn't give mine. No, I did. 8 out of 10, 5 out of 10? 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about now and then and then and then.
Am I happy? That's a good question. I'm just realizing that I've spent my entire adult life trying to recapture the way I felt the summer of 1970.
Hey, Kenny, where's the prize? Softball game, Kendall's Field. It's gonna be all boys. So what are we waiting for?
That was the summer when everything started to change.
Hey, wormers! Come and get 'em, suckers! Ah! Not ugly! No matter what I do, they just keep getting bigger.
If we wanted to hear the facts, we went to our parents.
I've been thinking about what you asked me.
About sex?
You say that very casually. It scares me.
Have you ever been French kissed? Are you kidding? I don't want to get pregnant.
But if we wanted to know the truth, we went to our friends.
It's like somebody going, boo. Ah, that's what sex is.
Annie, would you please hit me with some facts?
This movie came out in 1995. It was directed by Leslie Linka Glatter, starring Christina Ricci, Demi Moore, Rosie O'Donnell, and Rita Wilson. It has a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's the description from IMDb. 4 childhood friends gather together to prepare for the birth of Chrissy's baby. They wonder how the girls they were at 12 years could possibly have become the women they are now. Did you grow up with this one? What did you think now that we're closer in age to the adults than the children?
Yes, I definitely did grow up with this. I definitely have seen this movie 100 times.
Oh, that's good.
Um, and it was interesting. Seeing the 33%. That was the first time I had ever, I think, looked it up. Like as an adult, that feels valid.
The critics don't love it.
Rightfully so. I think it's like a little messy. The whole middle part where we're like with them as kids, it felt just like a lot of stereotypical like kid movie coming of age, girl coming of age. Like it just felt very stereotypical, which I guess at the time, it wasn't quite a stereotype because we hadn't explored this theme very much in film, or at least not in popular film. So when this movie came out, it was probably like, okay, hell yeah, we're watching girls be girls. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But now looking at it, it's like, okay, this has been done way better since then.
And even then, The Sandlot, like it's right there, covers a lot.
That's boys being boys.
That's boys will be boys, but it covers a lot of the same ground.
It really does, yeah.
And better. But as a girl growing up, I have really liked watching this. And there was like it covered a lot of things as a kid that are like maybe good to learn about. I don't know, like a girl's dad leaves the family.
Yeah.
And a family's murdered, and they've never considered that could even these girls don't even know about death. They're learning about that. One girl's binding her chest. That's really fascinating for a 90s movie.
That was crazy, actually. I was like, okay, Roberta.
I know, right?
Non-binary Roberta.
Here we go. I refuse to believe that she isn't lesbian. Rosie O'Donnell. I know she kissed a boy in the movie, but she was 12, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, it is a mess. It starts as like let's save up money for the treehouse, I thought was the goal. I don't even know how they ended up getting it, because then it turns into like this mystery about Dear Johnny, a graveyard mystery, really cliche. And of course, there's this classic spooky old man of the town everyone is afraid of. That's in every fucking movie.
I kept thinking about the old man in Home Alone.
Me too. Yeah. Woman?
It might even be the same actor.
The old man. There is an old man. Yeah. Yeah. It might have been the same guy. Yeah. I was kind of bored by the end. I feel like this movie is actually just for 12-year-old girls. I don't know. I didn't get anything. I unfortunately didn't get anything. We're with the adults so little, and it was such a different time that I'm like, we're somewhere else, sister. Sorry.
I think it just didn't age well. But I don't know. It makes me wonder. No, I don't think if I had a 12-year-old daughter, I wouldn't show her this movie. There's like extreme depictions of like body dysmorphia and eating disorders. Like,
was there eating disorders?
They were super mean to Chrissy. They were not kind to her. Like,
they called her
she
fat.
wasn't kind to her. Yeah, she wasn't kind to herself about her body. Like, I wouldn't want my kid to see that.
I wouldn't either, because I'm like, her. Like, this is also in the 90s when, like...
Right.
Yeah. So, no, I think that, like, there are much better movies out there that cover the same ground, like you said. I don't know that I would need to pass this movie on. By any means. But I don't know, kids don't know anything, so, like, there's some things in here, but...
For sure.
It would be easily explainable. Like, it wasn't that awful.
Yeah.
To an old enough child.
No, I don't think so, yeah. Okay, I do want to mention the actor that plays Demi Moore as a little kid.
Yes.
Okay, she was in Girls. Did you watch Girls?
She was in Girls?
Yes, she plays Adam Driver's sister in Girls.
Really? I watched like a few episodes, I feel like, or a season maybe. That's interesting.
Okay, I actually have been reconsidering watching Girls and seeing her on screen. She plays a completely fucking unhinged person in Girls. Like, she's a great actor. And it was really fun watching her in this and like recognizing her. Even Christina Ricci was pretty good.
Yeah, she was. She was good.
I wish we got okay. Oh, you know what is a really, really fun movie that's kind of like very similar to this setup is the Yaya Sisterhood. Have you ever seen that? With
I actually haven't.
Sandra Bullock.
I haven't, but that's a better movie, isn't it?
That is a better movie, and it kind of does the same thing where we're doing a flashback. It's a now and then movie.
Yeah. Another now and then. Maggie Smith, R.I.P.
R.I.P., dude. That's a great movie. I recommend that. I think you should watch that, actually. But it does a really great job. It does a better job of exploring the lives of the adult characters.
Okay. I'd love seeing women and girls together on screen. Nothing beats that. But it wasn't very good.
No.
Was it?
No. And we hate that. Demi Moore was pretty hot, though.
I loved her character.
Me too.
And then Brandon? The whale?
Devin Siwa.
Brendan Fraser shows up.
Oh, Brendan Fraser. Oh,
as
yeah.
the hitchhiker randomly.
And Devin Siwa.
Who is that?
Plays the guy she kisses.
Who is that?
He was a 90s kid actor.
Oh.
He was in Wild America.
I see.
And maybe a sports movie or something.
Little Giants. Casper?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I had such a crush on Casper when he was a boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forget about it. All right, this movie was pretty boring. I'm ready to score it.
Okay, go ahead.
5 out of 10, I guess. I don't know.
I would give it a 4. I would give it a 4.
All right, 4.5 out of 10. Cool double feature. At least The Substance. Even if it I hated it, I would still have to talk through it because it was wild.
Yeah. It was completely unhinged. It was a wild ride. And you know what? Despite all of my issues with it, I again have to say I love watching original IP. I love seeing women directors blowing up the box office. I love seeing them winning awards at festivals. Even if this movie didn't land for me, more of that, please.
Straight up.
Okay, well, this has been the spiciest of spicy double features. If you have a recommendation for next week, please write to us at Movie Mavens or send us an email, or on Instagram at Movie Mavens, or send us an email, moviemavenspodcast@gmail.com. And that's it, dude. Movie Mavens all the way out.